Nice, calm and lovely celebration, supported by Jess and Matt, and I just love the music and I love the vocals, and you know there's only so many times you can do high-ho silver lining to work at disco that just goes off the scale overnight. So I hope you like the ambience, and we're going to have some nice acoustic music as well as we go through tonight, and we have other stories. Can I also thank the Laugh Along gang who recently helped their commitment to the NHS and did a sterling job at the Westovians. We have in micro, and I won't embarrass them or put them on the spot, but we have two other people known to us from the Dolly Mixtures, Margie Fleck and Dot Ashcroft, who in my time of working as a porter at Ingham and then being a nurse, you know, we used to have dues across at the Catholic club from the Ingham, and the night staff would have to have a soft drink to go over the road. And this is about community. And then, you know, other people who just finished on a late shift would come in. And as I remember it, people would say, "Who's this Diane?" At the hospital, everybody's going to go and see Diane. She's a nurse. And of course, it was the inimitable Mr. Diane. And so, sadly to say, he can't make it tonight with his lovely wife. But he was one of our surgeons. And I did try and invite him here tonight, but he's not able to come. But he'll also be remembered as somebody who was one of the cornerstones, certainly, of the Ingham. But tonight, and I'll end, we'll have a little bit more music, and then we'll have other introductions and talk about the hospitals and the NHS. It's about a celebration. It's about everybody's NHS. Thank you. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Just carry on with your meal and enjoy. We'll shortly, towards the end of the buffet, Roger's will say a few words and make a presentation, and then we'll carry on with the music. I'm not great at narration. Some of you will have heard this poem, but it just seems to typify from the 60th anniversary of the NHS what hospitals and NHS is all about, with something like 1.4 million people committed in all walks of life, in all skills, aptitudes, abilities. People past who worked and retired from the NHS or have had some of their work life in it. And you will have heard of this. This is from Mr. Rosen, and this is called These Are the Hands. These are the hands that touch us first. Feel your head, find the pulse, and make your bed. These are the hands that tap your back, test the skin, hold your arm, wheel the bin. Change the bulb, fix the drip, pour the jug, place your hip. These are the hands that fill the bath, mop the floor, flick the switch, soothe the sore. Burn the swabs, give us a jab, throw out sharps, design the lab. And these are the hands that stop the leaks, empty the pan, wipe the pipes, carry the can, clamp the veins, make the cast, log the dose, and touch us last. And that's from Michael Rosen 10 years ago for the NHS.
Some of you know me, some of you have worked with me, and Phil doesn't know my name, that's why I didn't want to introduce me. But
I'll be right.
But I'm Shobha Srivastava, and obviously I've worked in the National Health Service a lot of years, but what I wanted to say was, I entered the medical college in 1950. Yes, I'm giving my age away, but who cares? And the first thing when I qualified to enter the medical college, all of the papers in India were full with this wonderful service where every man, woman and child in the nation would get the same treatment, irrespective of whether they were rich or not. And of course, India was a capitalist society. the first thing, I got a phone call from my dad saying, you must work in this service. I was not able to do it because it wasn't there in my time, but I would like you to do it, and here I was. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, some of you were there when, and Phyllis just said, some of us, I haven't worked in all of the hospitals you named, but I've worked at the Palmers, I've worked at the Ingham Infirmary, I've worked at the Deans and so on. But when we moved from the Ingham Infirmary, we were sad that that beautiful small hospital was closing down, and our friends like Anne Seymour, we have to remember Anne. Please, big hand for Anne. Such a lovely lady, great friend of mine, and of course Elliot as well. So with the help of Elliot, Roger and Mr. Attard and so many others, Gordon Mackay and so on, we managed to get our theatres equipped. And you all know I was an anaesthetist, so obviously I'm talking about the theatre. Our theatres at the General Hospital were one of the best in the nation. People actually came up to South Shields to see what we had been able to do with these theatres. I do hope they're still good, and let's fight for that hospital to stay on, please. Thank you.
I'd like to say just a few words on behalf of Gemma Taylor, the coordinator of the campaign, and myself and the campaign in South Tyneside. It's been a wonderful day today, celebrating the 70th anniversary of the NHS, and in fact Gemma, Marion and many others have been to a number of events today. Unison had a rally at the Baltic Square, and we've just been, why we were late is that the campaign was invited to be at the special meeting of the South Tyneside Council, which marked the NHS Day in Emotion, which was also in support of the campaign to save our hospital. So I think that today is a very important day, and I think if you not only that, just a few days ago we were in London at a demonstration which was to also mark the 70th anniversary of the NHS, and there were thousands of people there, and we marched through London with our banner and also the Sunderland KNP banner, because they're fighting to save their walk-in centres. And I think everyone would agree that that rally was wonderful, because there were a lot of NHS staff speaking there, but what lifted it was Corbyn gave a speech at the end. I've never heard him speak so passionately about the NHS, but he said that we all have to go to the ends of the earth and beyond to defend the NHS, and I think that is the message that we need to get across today. And I think all of you involved in the hospital, who are working in the hospital, all of you involved in the campaign have done that. I mean, we've done a lot of things over these last 2 years, 2 demonstrations, big meetings of people, and we're fighting as hard as we can to save the future of our hospital. And I think no more than that, just a few weeks ago, we had this wonderful event at the West Ovian Theatre, organised by the Lafalan Gang, and they're here tonight, and they're our guests, so give them a warm welcome. And it came at a very opportune time. You saved our biscuits, because we had got to £10,000, but we needed 15, and they've raised over £6,400 for this campaign. So, by way of appreciation, I wanted to ask Joan Lewis. All of you will know Joan Lewis. She's a Jarrow lass. She's been, her grandfather was a Jarrow marcher, and she was born just before the creation of the NHS, and I'd like her to present to the Lafalan Gang a certificate that says that we present this certificate to Ed Wolf, who's not here tonight, but I'm sure Gareth will pass it out, to Gareth Hunter, cast and crew of the Lafalang for their excellent comedy fundraiser, June 15th, 16th, 2008. So. And I'd also like you to give another big hand for Phil and Jill, who organised this wonderful thing tonight. Okay, that's enough from me. Back to the singers.